All right, welcome everybody. Monday night call. I am filling in for Terry Luongo, who is with her children and with her grandchildren tonight, who flew in. It is so good to see all of you here. And tonight, you guys, this is so it's just the research made simple. It's an incredible recording that Terry found for me. I have someone, you might, if you know me well enough, you might know that I'm slightly dog obsessed with my tollers. And this is the woman who teaches me scent work with my dogs. That's SCENT. So they learn to search for things. Her dogs search for cadavers. I mean, you want to talk about someone who geeks out on research and everything. Her dogs have jumped out of helicopters for search and rescue. They are amazing. So I have been talking to her about Juice Plus probably for about 3 years, maybe 2, 3 years. And one day I went up to her house to train and she said, I had this superfood powder. And she's like, oh yeah, we need to talk. And she's like, just put me on the capsules. That'll be much easier. And she did, but I said, can you send me something about the research? And she came back and she said to me, she said, I listened to it on the way home. She goes, it's such good information, but I'm so impressed with the clinical vetting and what they do with it. And I said, but this is made simple. And she said, well, even a nerd, she calls herself. She said, even a nerd like me got all the depth out of it. She said, but he put it in layman's terms, and his accent is not too bad to listen to. So if you know Manfred, you listen to his research because of the accent, and then you get the rest of the information. So with that, I will send it off to you, Kathy, to play this. Take lots of notes, but you'll just be amazed at how clear and concise he makes this, something so complicated.
Sorry, forgot to say, okay for sound.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my presentation about the Juice Plus research program with the subtitle A Success Story Over a Quarter Century. My name is Manfred Lamprecht. I'm responsible for the Juice Plus research program since 2013. In this video presentation, I want to tell you a little bit about the history of the Juice Plus research program, and I will give you some information on the output this research program achieved over the last 25 years. In the second part of my talk, I will highlight the most important research topics and scientific publications with Juice Plus. And in the third and last part of this presentation, I will give you some brand new information on our latest research endeavor, the Juice Plus Science Institute. Let's start with our Juice Plus research history first. The original goal of the Juice Plus research program was to investigate the health benefits of Juice Plus products, especially of the fruit and vegetable concentrate, in clinical settings. The program started in the mid-90s of the past century, and this means that we celebrate the quarter-century anniversary of the Juice Plus research program this year. In this 25 years of Juice Plus research, more than 40 different universities, clinics, and research institutions on 4 different continents have conducted research on Juice Plus products. You can see here more than 20 research institutions in the United States and 15 in Europe, 2 universities in Australia, and 1 in Japan. They all conducted research on Juice Plus products in the last quarter century. I think this map is really impressive and demonstrates how many researchers in the world found it interesting to prove scientific hypotheses on Juice Plus products. In total, 36 clinical trials have been performed with Juice Plus capsules, whereof 25 were randomized, double-blinded, and placebo-controlled. This is the so-called gold standard design in clinical research. Such a study design makes a trial more powerful, and results are highly accepted within the academic field, as well as among experts like physicians, dietitians, or nutrition scientists. Most of the studies were conducted with Juice Plus capsules, fruit and vegetable concentrate, and fruit, vegetable, and berry concentrate. Among the studies on the capsules, about the half was done with fruit and vegetable concentrate with the 2-blend product, and the other half with the 3-blend product with fruit, vegetable, plus the berry blend as the third. In total, almost 2,500 subjects were investigated in these 36 clinical trials in many different cohorts of people of different genders, ages, races, smokers, or non-smokers. All research in general is not visible and not perceived by people if it is not published. Research on Juice Plus has been published via 41 peer-reviewed scientific publications, so-called original articles. You can see here this packed slide, and quite soon one slide won't be enough to list all peer-reviewed articles published on Juice Plus. So what does peer-reviewed mean? Peer review is an academic term for quality control. Each article published in a peer-reviewed journal was closely examined by a panel of reviewers who are experts on the article's topic. The authors of the submitted paper do not know the reviewers. This is an anonymous process. The reviewers look for proper use of research methods, significance of papers, contribution to the existing literature, and integration of previous authors' work on the topic in any discussion. In other words, such papers published in peer-reviewed journals are expert approved. This is the most authoritative source of information for research papers. The peer review process is the major difference between academic publications and popular articles. However, this does not mean that a popular article or popular articles are useless or do not have value, but you should be aware that they are not as scrutinized like peer-reviewed academic publications, and that popular articles aren't sufficient to support research at an academic level. Most of the 41 peer-reviewed scientific publications were investigations on fruit and vegetable blend, or on fruit, vegetable, and berry blend. But in one study, also Juice Plus Complete was investigated, and one publication reports results from investigations on the new Juice Plus Omega blend. The 41 peer-reviewed publications appeared in 28 different scientific journals. Here you see the list of the journals. Among these journals, you find such renowned journals like the Journal of Nutrition, the British Journal of Nutrition, the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise, Journal of the American College of Nutrition, Clinical Nutrition, or Nutrients. All these journals are ranked among the top 10 in their research categories. Categories like nutrition and dietetics, or cardiology and cardiovascular medicine, or sports medicine and sports science. In other words, scientific publications in these journals are very, very powerful and very well recognized. And such a number of publications and journals is also unique and totally uncommon for a food supplement.
If you want to start a profitable business or make more money at your job, you already know that artificial intelligence.
Now we come to the main part of my presentation. I will highlight some research topics Juice Plus products, especially the fruit, vegetable and also berry capsules, have been investigated by research entities around the world. These are the bioavailability of nutrients, like the bioavailability of vitamins, phytonutrients, or fatty acids, heart health related topics, like investigations on blood, lipids, oxidative stress, or low-grade inflammation, and immune system function, like the function of immune cells or a simple counting of days with common cold. Of course, also other research topics were addressed in these last 25 years, like skin health, obesity, dental health, or sports medicinal topics. But the three topics I address today make up the main part of the whole research body on Juice Plus products. So let's go with bioavailability. What is bioavailability? What does it mean? Here is a definition. Bioavailability simply means that the nutrients you consume from any dietary source, like food, dietetic products, or supplements, actually get into the bloodstream and cells. This means to the place where they are needed. Nutrients can only do good if they are absorbed and bioavailable for the body. There are 23 publications that reported the bioavailability of various individual micronutrients provided by Juice Plus, for example, vitamins C and E, carotenoids, or polyphenols. The last, polyphenols, I want to elucidate a little bit, since these micronutrients are not so good known like the vitamins you find in Juice Plus capsules. Polyphenols are micronutrients deriving from plants and plant food. Plants use polyphenols to defend themselves against attacks, for instance, from pesticides or bacterial invaders. And it is very important for human health that polyphenols can have beneficial effects on cardiovascular health. We know that from a lot of evidence over the last years. For example, polyphenols can fight oxidative stress. A study from the University of Parma in Italy, published in 2017, demonstrates that polyphenols from Juice Plus capsules are bioavailable. They found that 20 different health-promoting polyphenols from Juice Plus capsules were absorbed into the bloodstream of test subjects in sufficiently meaningful amounts to target the tissues and organs that need them. In this peer-reviewed publication, the researchers concluded that Juice Plus fruit, vegetable, and berry capsules ensured potential health-promoting polyphenols, the bioavailability of these micronutrients, and they related the polyphenols in Juice Plus to several health effects observed in previous clinical trials. I want to make a move now to another product of the Juice Plus company, the Juice Plus Omega Blend. Juice Plus Omega Blend is an omega fatty acid supplement with two important differences from most omega-3 fatty acid products. First, it is a multiple omega supplement containing 5 different omega fatty acids, omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Second, it is a 100% plant-based omega supplement, and unlike most other omega-3 products, the omega-3s in Juice Plus Omega Blend are sourced not from fish, but from the algae the fish feed on. Recently, the International Journal of Food Sciences and Nutrition published a peer-reviewed paper on the results of a clinical study with Juice Plus Omega Blend capsules by researchers at the Medical University of Graz in Austria. The researchers wanted to know whether the Juice Plus Omega Blend could increase study participants' omega-3 index, a well-known bioavailability measure of the omega-3 fatty acids DHA and EPA. DHA and EPA must be supplied either through our daily diet or by taking omega-3 supplements, since the body is not able to create them by itself. One of the main reasons the omega-3 index is so important is that there is a strong scientific evidence that DHA and EPA contribute to normal function of the heart, the maintenance of normal brain function, and the maintenance of normal vision. So what did the researchers discover in this study with Juice Plus Omega Plant? They observed that 2 capsules a day of Juice Plus Omega Plant increased the omega-3 index significantly, and this means that the omega-3 fatty acids of this product are excellently bioavailable. As you can see, there is a lot of evidence that nutrients from Juice Plus products are bioavailable. Now I want to speak a little bit about the topic heart health and the prevention of cardiovascular diseases. The WHO reports that cardiovascular diseases account for almost 20 million dead people annually worldwide. This means cardiovascular diseases cause more deaths than cancers, respiratory diseases, and diabetes together. It is also reported that healthy lifestyle habits and a balanced diet represent the first step in the prevention of cardiovascular diseases. Specifically, the consumption of fresh fruits and vegetables is very important for the maintenance of a healthy lifestyle, and it has been widely demonstrated that their intake results in beneficial effects, especially in terms of cardiovascular health. The WHO recommends a minimum intake of 400 grams fruits and vegetables per day for the prevention of chronic diseases like cardiovascular diseases. But despite these recommendations, the consumption of fruits and vegetables continues to be below this standard recommendation. So what did the researchers observe in terms of heart health effects of Juice Plus? There are more than 10 peer-reviewed publications from clinical studies reporting heart health benefits of Juice Plus capsules. I have selected just a few of them to give you some insight. In a study conducted at the University of Newcastle in Australia, which was published in the peer-reviewed journal Nutrients in 2017, the researchers investigated fruit, vegetable, and berry plant, 6 caps per day over 8 weeks, in a randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blinded manner. They wanted to find out whether Juice Plus capsules are able to affect lipid metabolism, systemic inflammation, and other risk factors of cardiovascular diseases in 56 overweight and obese adults, older than 40 years. The outcome measures assessed were lipid profiles, body composition, inflammatory cytokines, and expression of genes involved in lipid metabolism. Following the 8-week consumption of Juice Plus, total cholesterol, low-density lipoprotein, and plasma TNF-alpha decreased, and total lean mass increased, while there was no change in the placebo group. Their nutrigenomic approach revealed that more than 1,600 genes were modulated with Juice Plus supplementation, and that the expression of several genes involved in lipogenesis was altered in a positive manner. The authors concluded that fruit vegetable concentrates improves the metabolic profile by reducing systemic inflammation and blood lipid profiles, and thus may be useful in reducing the risk of obesity-induced chronic disease. In an Italian study from the University of Milan, published in 2013 in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, this study showed a beneficial influence of Juice Plus 2 plant capsules, fruit and vegetable, as well as Juice Plus 3 plant capsules, fruit and vegetable and berry, on cardiovascular risk factors in 75 heavy smokers. This was also a randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blind study, and duration of supplementation was 3 months. They measured homocysteine, a risk marker for cardiovascular diseases, and in addition, pulmonary function parameters like forced expiratory flow. Both Juice Plus supplemented groups showed significant improvements in homocysteine and lung function. The authors of this publication conclude that the beneficial effects of Juice Plus supplementation could potentially help smokers even if smoking cessation is advisable. Also, children were investigated in Juice Plus studies. Researchers from Nemours Children's Clinic in Florida published in 2012 and also in 2015 in the Journal of Pediatrics in 2012 and in the Journal of Nutritional Science in 2015. They observed improvements in insulin resistance, adiposity, and fatty acid metabolism in 30 lean and overweight boys after fruit and vegetable capsule ingestion over 6 months. Disturbances in insulin metabolism or fatty acid metabolism are well-known determinants of cardiovascular diseases. They published these beneficial effects of Juice Plus capsules in the mentioned journals, and the results were also very striking. In another American study conducted at the University of Maryland, the researchers investigated the effects of Juice Plus ingestion on vessel function in 38 healthy volunteers after the consumption of a high-fat meal. This study was published already in 2003 in a very powerful journal, in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. The ingestion of high-fat meals impairs the elasticity of arteries for at least 4 hours after consumption of the meal, most likely owing to an induced increase in endothelial oxidative stress. They observed that Juice Plus formulas, with and without berry blend, blunted the detrimental effects of a high-fat meal after 4 weeks. In my view, this is also very striking. The third research topic I want to address today is immunity and the effects of Juice Plus on the function of the immune system. The immune system is very important to staying healthy because it protects your body against external invaders, unhealthy substances such as toxins, and stimuli such as irradiation or psychological stress. In short, it enables your body to distinguish between what is healthy and what is unhealthy and to respond appropriately. There are several things we can do to strengthen our immune system, including getting enough sleep, regular exercise, reducing stress, and drinking plenty of water, by the way. But good nutrition is especially important in maintaining a healthy immune system. There is overwhelming scientific evidence that plant-based nutrition from fruits and vegetables helps support the human immune system. And there are 4 published peer-reviewed clinical studies showing specifically the effect of the added nutrition from Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules on the immune system.
I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar, where you can drill deeper into our 9 to 13% annual.
Here they are. These 4 studies were conducted at 4 different research institutions on 2 different continents. At the Charité University Medical Center in Berlin, Germany, at the Medical University of Graz in Austria, at the University of Florida, and the University of Arizona in the United States. And these studies were conducted on 4 different types of subjects. In healthcare professionals in a hospital setting in Germany, in athletic men in a special police unit in Austria, in young law students at the University of Florida, and in elderly people at the University of Arizona. In total, almost 700 subjects were tested in these 4 clinical studies in terms of Juice Plus effects on functions of the human immune system. The 6-month study at Charité University Medical Center in Berlin showed that Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules better supported the immune system in healthcare professionals at Charité Hospital compared to placebo. This study was published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2010. In a 28-week study at the Medical University of Graz in Austria, Juice Plus fruit, vegetable and berry plant capsules better supported several indicators of immune function compared to placebo in physical fit men who were members of a special police anti-terrorism force. This trial was published in the prestigious Journal of Nutrition in 2007. In an 11-week clinical study conducted at the University of Florida, researchers found that Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules increased antioxidant capacity versus placebo, as well as strengthened immune function compared to placebo in healthy but stressed Florida law school students. This study was also published in the Journal of Nutrition in 2006. Finally, in an 80-day controlled clinical study conducted among older subjects, researchers at the University of Arizona found improved markers of immune function in the blood of the elderly subjects taking Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules. This study appeared in the journal Integrative Medicine already in 1999, as you can see here on the right side of the slide. To summarize, the human immune system is our frontline defense against external invaders, unhealthy substances, and other stimuli. And there is broad scientific evidence that plant-based nutrition from fruits and vegetables helps support the immune system. There is specific scientific evidence from more than 20 years of clinical research on Juice Plus and from our 4 published peer-reviewed clinical studies that the added nutrition of Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules helps support the immune system. Now we come to the last part of my talk today, and I want to give you some information on our latest research endeavor, the Juice Plus Science Institute. We call it the JPSI. The JPSI will bring us to the next level of Juice Plus research, and it makes us ready for the future. The agenda of the Juice Plus Science Institute can be described with 4 points. I call it the 4 C's. First, to collect relevant scientific data related to plant-based nutrition. Second, to collaborate with research entities around the globe on plant-based nutrition. Third, to conduct plant-based nutrition research. And fourth, to communicate knowledge on plant-based nutrition. In terms of point 1, collecting scientific data on plant-based nutrition, we will establish a database to accomplish this. This database will include, of course, all Juice Plus related studies, but also other relevant research on plant-based nutrition. The data bank will grow over the next years since we want to will become a center of competence in plant-based nutrition. Second, I mentioned the collaborations in the field of plant-based nutrition. The Juice Plus Science Institute already started with a few projects to put this into real. For example, we are already working on an interactive fruit and vegetable world map in collaboration with an European university. This map will show the fruit and vegetable intakes in many countries and regions in the world, at least from those where data are available. This also means that the map will be updated on a regular basis. This map is not just a scientific project to gain recognition for the JPSI. It should also help you to find those places in the world where the intake of fruits and vegetables is not appropriate. As a third point of the JPSI agenda, the third C, I mentioned that we conduct plant-based nutrition research. The Juice Plus Science Institute is able to do research, especially clinical research, on its own. But normally, we do this also via collaborations with universities or clinics. At the moment, we work on a clinical trial investigating the effects of fruit, vegetable and berry capsules, as well as omega plant, on parameters of aging, cognitive and cardiovascular function, as well as low-grade inflammation. All these operations I mentioned now are of lower value if we do not communicate them. So the fourth C, communicating knowledge on plant-based nutrition is very important. To accomplish this endeavor, we finalize our JPS website soon. The website will have an open access area. That means that everybody interested in plant-based nutrition can look on this. There you will find, so this is the open access area, there you will find, for example, links to plant-based nutrition research, to studies with and without involvement of Juice Plus, links to conferences in the field of plant-based nutrition, information about the grant proposal and award process for studies funded by the JPSI, or how students can apply for scholarships. In the gated area on the right side, this is mainly intended to serve and help healthcare professionals. You will get access there with a password which you will receive from us once you have applied for it. In the gated area of this website, you will find, for example, PDFs of publications in plant-based nutrition research with or without involvement of Juice Plus, summaries of Juice Plus related publications and other plant-based nutrition research, PowerPoint presentations of plant-based nutrition studies of interest, and the JPSI newsletter, which will be released yearly. The first JPSI newsletter should be published in the first quarter of 2021. You see, this website will give us excellent opportunities to communicate knowledge and research on plant-based nutrition, and we plan to be online with it soon. Then you will find it under the link juiceplusscienceinstitute.org. juiceplusscienceinstitute.org. So please stay prepared. In a couple of weeks, we should be ready for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I could give you some insights to the Juice Plus research program and a few clues what Juice Plus products could do for your health.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much. I hope you loved that as much as I did, and I got even more out of it. I'm going to put the link into the chat in case people want to go check it out, replay it. I know there were screenshots that I wanted, so you can click on that and save it. And you guys, that's a quarter of a century of research. And this was actually done 4 years ago. So that link that he was giving you, you can go to it now. And I mean, the research is unfounded. And I had a nerdy person saying, oh my goodness, I love this, you know, tell me more. And she's on it and she is feeling better. So the proof is in the product, right? There we go. So everybody have a wonderful night. And thank you so much for staying on a few minutes longer. Love you all.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Good night.